week's vlog. I know we're starting this off a little bit
differently. Not vlog-like.
Not vlog style, but we did feel like this particular vlog probably requires a little bit of explaining.
Yes.
We are going to be talking about cosmetic injectables in this video, so if you are not interested in that, might not be the one for you. If you are under 18, might not be the one for you. We don't condone young people having...
We are both over 30.
We are both over 30. We both have signs of aging. And we have been considering cosmetic injectables for quite a long time.
Yeah, at least a good year now.
For me, it's been a few more, but I'm just a little bit older. And basically, we just kind of, Kat had an opportunity to get them done, and then I decided that I was just going to bite the bullet and get it done. And we just wanted to talk about our experience, show you a little bit of the process, and we also did a little interview with the lady who did our injectables, Jane. So we are going to talk a little bit about why we had it done and also show some of the footage of having it done. So if you don't think that you can stomach watching the needles, warning, we are going to show that footage. So skip to a time that I'm going to put on the screen here for you guys to move on to the next part and avoid seeing it.
It's going to be different for everyone about why they decide to get any cosmetic procedure, but I for the longest time was worried that in injectables, so we had Dysport, which is similar to Botox, does the same thing, it's a muscle relaxant, but they're just different brands. And Jane prefers to use Dysport, which is why we use Dysport. But I always thought that it's such a big deal, and it's like, it's the equivalent of getting a facelift. It's not. Once you get it, it's actually not scary at all.
I feel like there's a huge misconception about it.
I agree.
I honestly feel like, so I suppose that when I was younger and sort of too young to consider, you know, having some sort of cosmetic procedure, there was a lot of bad cosmetic stuff in the media. You never really saw someone who'd had good Botox or a good facelift.
But one thing I've noticed is that whenever I'm watching TV now,
I notice it.
That person, that person, even men, I'm like, that person said it, that person said it. So once you know what it does and how it looks, you start realizing that probably 90% of people on TV have had it done.
A lot of YouTubers have had it done.
A lot of YouTubers have had it done. But essentially, like, so I always thought it was a bigger thing than it actually, in my opinion, is. And I'm super happy that I had it. So the main reason why I decided to get it, like I decided to get it after I'm 30 because I thought, in your 20s, don't have to worry about, you shouldn't worry about that kind of stuff. Like, there's, you know, and really, enjoy your life, don't worry about that
your
stuff.
Your skin still produces the collagen that prevents wrinkles from forming and staying for quite a long time. It's not until you get into your very late 20s, early 30s. So
what I noticed was as I was getting older, probably like maybe 28, 29, probably around that age, especially since we put ourselves on YouTube, we edit our faces, or we have to watch our faces all the time. So you kind of become a little bit more hyper aware of how your face expresses. But I also noticed that I always had, because I lift my eyebrows a lot, I always had that kind of, I like to call it like a washboard or Shar-Pei kind of lines. And even though I've always had that, because I'm quite expressive with my eyebrows, what I noticed was even when I was resting, they had like permanent indents. And that was starting to annoy me. In selfies, it was annoying me. In videos, it was annoying me. I'm like, my makeup looks good except those lines. So when I had the opportunity to check out what injectables are like, I originally just had them in my like frown lines, and then around my eyes, and I noticed that the frown ones really flattened probably half of my forehead to the extent that I was like, oh my god, it's like a miracle. It's like a miracle.
Yeah.
And then when Hailey wanted to get some done, I went back and got a bit more up on the forehead. So now when I like raise my eyebrows, my forehead's flat. And there's a few benefits to that. Firstly, at my age, it prevents wrinkles from getting worse because when you're not using those muscles, essentially your collagen starts to it's being produced again.
Yes.
So it prevents the wrinkles.
Yeah.
But also it just, it was such a minute procedure.
Oh.
Barely felt it.
Yeah.
And the results are so night and day.
Yeah.
That I'm very happy that I got it done.
I would totally agree. And I think the fact that when you're having injectables in the face, it's like a needle in your face.
It's a scary thought.
It is a scary thought. And for someone, personally, I don't like needles. But I can handle them. Like if I have to have a flu shot or a tetanus shot or whatever, I can suck it up, be a big girl and have it done. And I did expect some sort of discomfort. There really wasn't any. Jane does use a cooling tool.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's very cold.
That is cold.
So what I get you to do, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I will ice you. I will wipe your makeup off.
Okay, no worries.
So hold that
Yep.
for me. Let me get your makeup off.
Hello, where do I buy you?
Why do you want something that cold?
I don't know, because it's just really cold. And that tool is probably more uncomfortable than the needle.
Yeah, because the needle's so small.
Yeah.
And
also she, there is a technique of giving an injection in the skin that can make it less painful, and she knows that technique. So,
but
that's great.
Jane's super good at what she does because she knows how the face works, and if you want a particular thing, she'll look at how your kind of face moves.
Yeah.
Really, really good. I think the clinic's really great.
Yes.
And one thing I liked about the clinic is that they seem very professional, very clean and meticulous, but at the same time, what they aim to do and their
ethos?
Their ethos is to make people look like the best version of themselves.
Yes.
Not to make you look like you are just a doll face and you can't move.
So no frozen faces, no overdone.
Yeah, it's more about, they say that they want you to walk into a room and people turn their head to look at you because you look good, not because they're like, oh my God, have you seen her lips?
Have you seen how much Botox she's had?
So there are a lot of places around that will just, if you say, look, just put it everywhere,
They will.
But Jane is, and I think Total Face Group in general, they're more like, okay, let's start with this.
Yeah.
See how that responds, and if you want more, we can go more. But we want everyone to feel comfortable and not look crazy.
It's really interesting to see that you can see the fluid under the skin.
You get those little bleeps like a mozzie bug.
Yeah.
Ice right there. Put the ice right there.
I noticed that when I was watching you.
Yeah.
You could see the fluid going in under the skin. It's so interesting.
It starts to though. They go within a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
They really do.
I'm not worried about that. I just thought it was fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we'll go on to a little interview that we had with Jane, just asking about procedures in general and also Total Face Group.
Jane, can you tell me what are the benefits of muscle relaxants in the face?
Muscle relaxants do quite a few things for people. The younger age group will often address concerns of anti-aging, making sure they're not developing lines and wrinkles, and it's preventative.
Right.
It's also got a lovely soft outcome. People that little bit older or are noticing lines often do it to address the concerns of creases, crow's feet developing, the frown and forehead lines. It's very much about prevention and also decreasing the lines that develop.
Right.
And a natural, beautiful outcome.
Right. And who is a muscle relaxant? Who's it good for? Who should have it done?
Look, it's again about people's concerns. I wouldn't say to someone they need to do something. It's often about having a chat about what they're worried about and what has brought them to me that day, and then making a treatment plan. If someone is concerned about their frown, a younger age group, we're happy to address that for them. But it's again about being realistic for who they are and making sure they have a beautiful result rather than a very done, still frozen look.
Right. Okay. And can you tell me, what are your most most popular services that you have done at this clinic?
So I do cosmetic injectables, and they predominantly involve muscle relaxants and temporary dermal fillers.
Right.
Dermal fillers do quite a few things. They can address hydration, loss of facial volume in fat pads, plumping and enhancing. So quite commonly we do a lot of mid-face cheek when people have noticed some signs of aging where they're feeling tired or a facial drop in the muscle, in the fat pads, and then, you know, the lips. Lips are quite commonly done too. And it's about having a beautiful lip, not something that's screamingly out there, but having a nice soft plump lip that's feminine and it actually suits someone's face. It's very much about having a really thorough assessment by the clinician and making a treatment plan. So we understand the client's concerns and we together make a decision as to where we head with that.
Right. Can you tell me what makes Total Face Group different from other clinics?
I'm very proud of who we are and the people that I work with. We have three doctors, in our group that are part of the CPCA, which are very much leaders in our industry. We have some key opinion leaders that are trainers both nationally and internationally for the two predominant companies we use. And again, our opportunity for training and services for our clients is, I believe, very high standard. Our team are very much about achieving a beautiful natural aesthetic rather than that done look, and no one has the same treatment plan. So it's about really getting to know someone's needs and deciding what we do with that for that client. I've said to you before, I want someone to walk in a room and have someone look at them and think, you look good, and actually walk in the room and know it, rather than get looked at for the wrong reasons, and the wrong reasons are looking too done. But when you look natural and you feel proud about who you look at, it's often about how we feel as women, predominantly. We do have male clients.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. We have male clients, and a lot of that's about addressing wrinkles and folds and things. But once they understand what's happening anatomically too, they're often very open to having a discussion about how they can feel and look good themselves.
And fair enough. Men deserve to look good too.
We all do. I always say, and this is going to sound, but it's so true, when you look good, there's nothing better than knowing it. When you walk in a room and feel good, it's really nice to hold your
It is really nice to feel confident about how you look.
And we're about helping people do that.
Oh, love you, Jen.
Okay, so after having Dysport or injectables or Botox, whatever you want to call it, what's your thoughts?
I love it. Now, some of you may have watched my personal vlog where I talked about feeling like perhaps I'd had too much. I did discuss this with Jane, and it wasn't so much that I'd had too much, but more that potentially it just worked too well on me. It didn't, I didn't lose all movement in my face. I can still lift my brows a little bit, but I'm smooth as a baby's butt. And to be honest, although I would love a bit more movement in my brows, I love that my forehead is so smooth.
So do I.
Like Kat, I have a Sharpay forehead, and my lines are so close together. It just looks like little dashes all up and all across my forehead whenever I do surprise face or try and raise my brows. So I really like that it's so smooth, and I would definitely get it done again. And I have certain areas where I plan on maintaining until the day I die.
I'm the same, and I was discussing it with Hailey last time we went for a checkup. I was saying that for me, I think that the cost of it, which is roughly, what is it, for what we had?
For what we had,
around the $600 mark-ish, give or take. I would say, because with injectables, it lasts anywhere from about 4 to 6 months. And yes, it is costly, and there are areas that I would prefer to maintain over others. So if I was in a pinch and didn't have the cash, I wouldn't get around here because that doesn't bother me as much as my forehead. That's more of a issue area for me. But I think if it comes down to me having to invest in a $200 eye serum and then a face cream and a this and that, and I would honestly prefer, I've completely changed my tune, I would prefer to spend the money on injectables because the effect is night and day.
Yeah.
It takes up to 2 weeks to get your like
Optimum
result. But I noticed differences, slight differences day 2, like day 2,
Yeah,
day 3.
me too.
It just got
better and better.
And because it is such a drastic difference, and it's
Yeah.
also such a quick change.
Yeah.
And
it's guaranteed. That's something I wanted to say.
Yeah, it is a guaranteed result.
I've
It's not like if you wear, sunscreen for 10 years, like I still wear sunscreen, but you might prevent this. You can see like
the difference.
There's science behind it.
You are guaranteed results.
Yeah.
And that's like, I have dropped $200 on an eye cream and got to the bottom of the tub and thought, maybe I saw results, but
yeah, but
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure. It's like my favorite eye
tell.
cream is $165, and I'm like, okay,
It's lovely.
It's
I love
nice.
it, but
And I'm going to tell you, honestly, since getting Dysport, injectables, muscle relaxants, whatever, I have noticed that I can go for a basic moisturizer, sunscreen, off you go.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've noticed that fancy, like really expensive skincare, I haven't noticed a difference between a $200 moisturizer and like a $10 moisturizer in the effects.
Yeah.
The experience might be nicer to use it,
Yeah.
but I would personally prefer to go really cheap with skincare and put your money into something that actually is going to work and prevent things from happening down the track than spending thousands of dollars a year on skincare and hoping that it will work. Yeah, so that's where I've changed my tune. And on my channel, on my blog, I'm not going to be reviewing many high-end skincare items anymore because I would prefer to put my money
into something that actually works like that.
Yeah, and
I can agree with that.
Yeah, like there's also going to be things that I want to keep using, but I'm gonna. It's crazy the difference it's made, and also like we're at sort of a younger age of using injectables.
Yes.
But when you start seeing aging, it will prevent aging from getting worse.
Yes, from getting worse.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so we're going to wrap this vlog up. If you have any questions about our experience, do let us ask away in the comments section. We will also leave details of Total Face Group down in the description box, so check that out if you like. We really hope you enjoyed this vlog. We hope you found it helpful.
Yeah. So we're not trying to push these things on anyone,
no.
but I thought that we had such a good experience with it. We thought that if anyone was curious, it really isn't as scary as it might seem.
It's absolutely not. It's painless, and it's, the results are great. So if you've been considering it, don't be scared. If you want to get it done, do you, girl or boy. We hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.